for 7 years in Russia, so you know a little something about the country. You felt you had an affinity for the country. But in that moment, as you're thinking, okay, I am going to be arrested, you write about your arrest, and you're told you're going to be taken to the Kimki police station. It's a temporary detention center. It's like a county jail.
Yes.
So now you know, okay, not only are they arresting me, but I'm really going to be taken to jail.
Yes.
Did you think in that moment, I, Brittney Griner, am being taken to jail? Or did you think in that moment, wait a minute, I am a black, queer woman in a country in which I am a super minority and not necessarily an embraced minority. And what in the world is that jail going to be like for me?
I was terrified when I was thinking about going to that jail because I was like, what games are they going to play? And I soon found out one of the games on trying to tell me to go into one of the men's cells, and I'm like, I'm not going in that cell. And then the other guard, you know, said something in Russian and shook his hand, and then they take me to the women's side, and I was just like, see, it's a game.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this absolutely hilarious interview between Joy Reid and Brittney Griner. Okay, Brittney Griner, WNBA star, who is trying to sell a book off of what happened to her in Russia. Okay, and she's gonna tell this hilarious story to Joy Reid about how apparently the Russian prison guards or jail guards, they attempted to throw her in a men's jail cell after they arrested her. They tried to put her in a men's jail cell, bro. Yo, when I first heard her say that, bro, I lost it. So anyways, I want to react to this interview because this is hilarious to me. That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Talk to me about that moment when you realized that those cartridges had accidentally remained in your bag in the airport in Russia.
It was definitely a free fall. It was just like, you ever been so scared, like something just really like to the core, not, you know, a little ghost scared, but I'm talking like really loved one in danger type fear. That feeling is what went through my whole body. I literally saw my life flash before my eyes. I was like, it's over. BG is no more in that moment. And I was definitely afraid. Were
you sure then? Because, you know, part of this story is the fact that you were a star in Russia. You were on the ACAT team. You were the star of that team. You know, Russian kids run up to you and want your autograph. Did part of you think, no, they're gonna let me go?
There was a little hope, but then at the same time, I also understand the relations in between, you know, our countries, and I'm like, then that's not gonna slide.
Yeah, you knew you effed up, and this is why you should have went, right? Why'd you think it'd be a good idea to go when the U.S. was telling people from the U.S. not to go, right? Americans don't go to Russia, and you went anyways. Yeah, you know, it's your own damn fault. Okay, it's your own damn fault.
And you talk about not just that, but being forced to sign something.
Yeah.
Now, you don't speak Russian.
Not at all.
And no one there spoke English. They finally get somebody from duty free
store
to come over and try to translate. When you finally relented after being prodded and needled to sign this paper, what did you think you were signing?
I had no idea what I was signing. I knew I was signing something that probably needed to be read to me. You know, my dad's history in law enforcement and all that. So I knew this was something that needed to be explained to me. What am I, by me signing this paper, what am I saying? What am I agreeing to? What rights am I giving up? It was none of that. It was just a duty-free worker that came over and said, you sign here in very broken English. It wasn't even, you have to sign this paper because this is giving up your rights or you're admitting to. None of that.
And I mean, you played for 7 years in Russia, so you know a little something about the country. You felt you had an affinity for the country. But in that moment, as you're thinking, okay, I am going to be arrested, you write about your arrest, and you're told you're going to be taken to the Kimki police station. It's a temporary detention center. It's like a county jail.
Yes.
So now you know, okay, not only are they arresting me, but I'm really going to be taken to jail.
Yes.
Did you think in that moment, I, Brittney Griner, am being taken to jail? Or did you think in that moment, wait a minute, I am a black, queer woman in a country in which I am a super minority and not necessarily an embraced minority. Mm-hmm. And what in the world is that jail going to be like for me?
I was terrified when I was thinking about going to that jail because I was like, what game are they going to play? And I soon found out one of the games on trying to tell me to go into one of the men's cells. And I'm like, I'm not going in that cell. And then the other guard, said something in Russian and shook his hand. And then they take me to the women's side. And I was just like, see, it's a game.
Yeah.
Yo, that's so hilarious to me. Yo, they really try to power Yo, I'm dying. I don't know why that's so funny, bro. That's so funny to me, bruh. Especially considering how Joy Reid gives the layup here, right? Like, she's like, oh, you're a black queer person in a place where there's a bunch of racist whites, okay? How do they treat you? Okay. And they tried to throw her in the men's jail. Bruh. Oh my God. Okay. I mean, look, man. I don't know if it was a joke. That's the crazy part. Because, just listening to Brittney Griner talk, bro, I would have questions too, dog. Like, I would know. I'd be confused, okay? I'd be very confused, okay? You got to proceed with caution. The cautionary thing is to say, okay, I don't know. Is this a man or a woman? Let me just do the cautionary thing and put them in the men's side, okay? If they reject, if they, opposed to it, okay, then we'll throw them in the women's side. I think they was guessing. I don't think they knew. I don't think they knew, bruh. I don't think they knew. Okay, that's just my opinion. But that's crazy, bruh. That's insane.
And I knew all that was stacked against me.
Did you believe that you were targeted deliberately, that people knew who you were, knew that you were landing on that flight, and deliberately targeted you?
I believe so, yes. I wholeheartedly believe that. It was the whole going through, doing the transfer, how I was singled out to come over when there's a flood of people walking through, not being scanned, things not getting searched. And I saw the people that were getting, asked to come to the side. I was like, there was a tip, I don't know, something, they knew I was coming through.
And when you got...
again, you are an easy target, right? I mean, you are a star WNBA player in Russia at a time in which, hey, they could use strategic assets like yourself. They find some reason to get you, because it's not the first time she went into that country with what she had. She had been doing it before, and she was getting away with it, and that's why she bought it, right? She's trying to pretend like, oh, I didn't know, oh, I forgot. Nah, you didn't forget. You knew what you was doing. You knew exactly what you was doing, and you thought you can get away with it, but this time you got a surprise, right? You got a surprise, okay? You got arrested.
To the jail. You write a lot about the isolation of being in a cell alone. You write about the pain of the ride. I mean, you're a tall person.
Yes.
6'9",
Yes, 6'9",
and trying to fit into a car where they're not concerned about your physical health and your physical safety. I wonder if you think that the people in that jail knew who you were and decided that they were then going to further target you. The bullying, it was striking to see you write about the way that you were sort of made a spectacle.
Yes.
Turned into a spectacle.
Yes.
In your mind, was it simply your identity, or do you think, we know who this is, we're just going to mock her?
They definitely knew who I was, because I would hear little things like the American, the basketball American.
Yeah.
And it was just, I would see the little hole where they could see you. Mm-hmm. They would lift that up all the time, all hours of the night. I would hear it go up and down and snickering and the laughing. And I'm like, okay, I'm the zoo animal today. Yeah. I'm the zoo animal they get to come see.
Come on, bruh. Come on, you ain't got nothing solid, bruh. That's not solid, bruh. But again, they speak Russian. So, I mean, who knows? If they were saying some wild stuff, she probably didn't know. But I mean, come on. I mean, this don't really sound like that was all that bad. I mean, I'm not saying being in a Russian prison ain't bad. I'm pretty sure it's terrible overall. But come on. I mean, them pulling up and down the thing, is that all you got? Okay, them looking at you and laughing. Is that really all you got? If that's the gist of what happened to you, it wasn't that bad, right? I mean, that I wouldn't necessarily call that bullying, right? You're claiming that you were bullied. I don't know. I wouldn't call that bullying, okay? I was expecting something a little bit more than this, okay? This to me sounds like she's trying to make it seem more dramatic and worse than it actually really was to sell a book. That's what it sounds like to me.
I think one of the most tragic things about the narrative that you wrote is that, you write about that not being the first time that you felt that way. Mm-hmm. You write about being always the tallest, yes. About always being different, even growing up.
Yep.
And so it strikes me as doubly tragic to feel, as you said, like the zoo animal, when for you, other than playing basketball and sports getting you out of that feeling just growing up, talk a little bit about that.
Definitely always felt like I was the outsider. I vividly remember it was like 6th, 7th grade, another girl literally came up to me, touched my whole chest and was like, see, she's not a girl. Like the voice being a little bit deeper, the height. I was always the spectacle. I was always the, ooh, look how different you are. And I've always felt that. I mean, I am different. When I walk in a room, mm-hmm. people notice how different I am. And it took me a little bit, but I embraced it. But that moment being in that prison and how they were treating me, it took me back to that spectacle of my childhood.
I mean, even...
Okay, all right. I don't want to hear the boohoo whining and crying, right? About, I'm a victim and I've been growing up. They were bullying me and I was made a spectacle and all this. It's like, bro, come on. You are a WNBA player. I think she's probably, a millionaire? Okay, she's happily married. Yeah, you went to Russian prison. But the only reason you're not in that prison is because you have all these Infinity Stones of wokeness. Because otherwise, we should have got Paul Whelan out, right? We should have got the Marine out. But we decided to leave the straight white male in there because he doesn't have the Infinity Stones of wokeness, okay? You got out. We traded an arms dealer for you. And you're trying to play the victimhood card? When, again, you're lucky, you're blessed to be back on American soil. And the only reason you're here is because of all these characteristics that the media tries to play up as reasons why you're a so-called victim. Get out of my face for that, bro. I don't want to hear your victimhood story, okay? I'm not sure how many books Brittney Griner is going to sell. I don't know why anybody will buy it. But, hey, it is what it is. I'm just not here for the sob story, right? I'm not buying into that, okay? You should really be thankful that you're back in the United States. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.